Hello everybody and welcome to this video. This video is for all the NEET aspirants out there. Today we're going to discuss the NEET exam bonus tips to qualify with top rank. So this is for all the NEET aspirants out there who are looking at getting the top rank at the examination. I'm Dr. Vaishali, Academic Specialist at Biotechnica. Biotechnica is a space where we guide you in anything and everything regarding your bioscience career. Come, let's explore the topic. So first, what we're going to see is we'll see this particular video in two different sections. One is what to study and second is how to study. So first we're going to start with what is that you have to study, right? So first is you need to stress upon quality over the quantity, right? So quality is what is important. That is, whatever material that you're choosing, it has to be of the right quality rather than the number of materials that you study. So that is what is important to be kept in mind. That is, a quality material has to be first chosen. So you need not go for multiple, material that's available over the internet or offline as well. But you need to take your time and select one particular material and then be thorough with it. So take your time to, decide upon that quality material, but you need to give your 100% for that material. So Biotechnica is also a space where we give you a lot of NEET materials, high quality NEET materials. So you can check out the link given in the description box if you want to purchase any of these materials, right? Second is, do not succumb to the peer pressure, because your friends also would be preparing for the same examination and they will be taking help of other materials and they would pressurize you that it's good, it's do go for it and stuff. So you might also get attracted to it and then start doing it, but then don't do that. Take your time in researching about the material, but then stick to one particular material. So that is number one tip that I wanted to give you on what to study for NEET examination. The second tip I wanted to give you is capture the trend. The trend as in, what is the examination trend that's going on, so that you can definitely get by analyzing the previous year question papers, right? So that will give you about what is the most important weightage subject that is there or the topic that is there, and which is given more importance, and which is a smaller topic but then given more importance, which is a larger topic but given less importance. So all of this analysis you can get by seeing the previous year question papers, and you can also see the most asked topics so that you can concentrate on those topics even better. And also the frequent types of questions, that is, what type of question is being asked. Is the chapter more numerical based, or is it more theory based, or is it more of factual based? Is it more of facts that's being asked, or is it a conceptual topic? So all of this kind of trend you'll get to know if you see the previous year question paper. So that is what is going to decide about what you need to study and what you need to concentrate upon, right? The next tip that I have for all of you is divide and conquer, right? Just like a king or a queen, you need to first divide and then you need to conquer those territories. That is, you need to divide your the whole of your syllabus into two parts. One is on the basis of its importance. That is, we discussed in the last slide as well how you need to see the weightage given to each of these chapters, and then you need to decide upon which chapter is important and not important. So one division will be about importance chapters, and the second division will be based on the difficulty level. That is, this difficulty level might be different for different people, because you might find maybe microbiology very easy and I might find biotechnology very easy. So that might be different for different people. So according to what is easier for you, what is medium, average difficult for you, and what is very difficult for you. So just divide the chapters accordingly and then start with the most easier and the most important. So that's the bucket you need to have. That is, if you are going to divide your subjects into 4 parts, right? So the first will be important and not so important, and this will be easy and this might be difficult, right? So if you're dividing the chapters like this, right, so you need to give more importance, that you need to start your preparation from this particular quadrant, right? That is easy and important, because obviously once you complete all of these chapters one by one, your confidence level will increase, right? Because you would have finished those chapters, and then you might be able to practice the questions that is there as well, and then your confidence level will increase. This motivation will help you in your further preparation as well. So that is how this becomes more important. The fourth tip that I have for all of you is recollect and remember, right? So this mainly talks about the importance of revision. Now, why is revision important in your preparation? Is because it helps you to recollect and remember whatever you've studied, because as you keep dumping more knowledge and more information into your brain, the previous ones will keep getting washed away until and unless you revise those things again, right? So that's the importance of revision, and you need to do frequent and spaced revision, right? So because if there is a difficult chapter that you've taken, and then you just revise it once, and then you forget about it, and then you go on to the other chapters and you finish everything, and then when you come back to this particular chapter, it might look all new, right? So we don't want that to happen. So you need to have that frequent and spaced revision as well, based on the difficulty level of that particular chapter, right? So that has to be incorporated in your schedule as well. The third is about self notes. Right? Now, what do we mean by self notes, and why is it important for revision? Because self notes is the notes that you take. You make one particular, for example, you take the NCERT, and then one particular concept is given in a big paragraph, right? You can make self notes out of this paragraph into a very concise information. Say, for example, in flowchart, right? For example, if you're talking about spermatogenesis in zoology, right? So it's given in paragraph format. So if at all you have to go back and revise that, it can be quite difficult to recollect all of that. So if you make a flow chart about the process of spermatogenesis and you keep that as a note, one is you will be able to recollect it better because you have made that notes yourself. So yes, that is one way that you can help in recollection, and second is it will help you in revising it better. So that is the importance of self notes, and it plays a very major role in your revisions, right? The fifth tip that I had for all of you is practice takes you towards perfection. The importance of practice, the importance of practicing questions. So the conventional method that all of us follow for studying is first we read the concepts and then we go to the questions and we solve them, right? But there's also another way to look at it, that is you study through practicing the questions. That is, you solve the question and then you go study the concept that's behind that question. So that's also another way of studying. So be creative whenever you're studying, right? So you don't have to go the conventional mode all the time. You can also practice questions and give your mock tests, right? Practice questions, you can give a mock test, you can do feedback and review of the test that you've given, right? You need to see what are the questions that you went wrong, why did you think it in that particular direction, and is that the right way of approaching a question? So all of these questions has to be answered, the feedback has to be given, a review has to be done by yourself. You can give a self feedback and review as well, but it has to be done. It's not that you just practice, you just give a mock test and then forget about it. But yes, you need to also go back and see where you went wrong and why you went wrong and how can you improve that particular thing, right? So that's also very important. The next section that we're going to see in this particular video is how to study, right? We saw 5 different points on what to study, and now we are going to see how to study. So first of all, the first tip that I have for all of you as to how you should study is know your day, right? How your day is going to look. So you need to first see the official NEET syllabus, because it's quite vast, and you need to see what the exam pattern is, the syllabus and the exam pattern, because only after you see all of these you get a fair bit of idea about the examination and how much time you need to devote to these chapters, and this will ultimately help in deciding a study timetable for you. So only when you prepare a timetable for yourself, that is this particular day at this particular time, what will I be doing or what will I be studying, so that clarity has to be there with you at the start of the preparation itself. So once you prepare a timetable, only you can know how your day will look like and what is it that you're going to achieve or complete on that particular day or that particular month as well. So that is how you need, the importance of timetable is, that is, you need to have that clarity about what you're going to study and when you're going to study. The second mantra or the tip that I have for all of you is study, eat, sleep, and repeat. Right? So this basically talks about your lifestyle. Right? How a healthy lifestyle is very important whenever you're preparing for a competitive examination like NEET. Right? It's not just the studies that comes into pictures. It's also about what you eat and whether you get enough sleep and whether you are physically, whether you're exerting physically, whether you're doing your exercise, whether you're, it's about your physical and your mental health well-being as well. Physical and mental well-being. Because only when you are physically and mentally fit will you be able to concentrate your mind into studies. Only then your mind will be productive and effective as well. So it's very important for you to be physically and mentally well. And this particular lifestyle, that is your eating, your sleeping, your sleep hours and your hobbies, or say your exercise time, so all of this has to be included in your schedule itself. So only when it is there in the schedule will you take some time out and then pursue it, or else you might just extend your study hours and then your sleep might get disturbed and then your next day might not get productive as your previous day, which we don't want, because consistency is what is important in this particular exam, right? Preparation as well. So the third point that I have for you is apply the break when it is needed, right? So it's not about having extended study hours, but it's about taking breaks during these study hours as well. It can be a short break itself. For example, you're studying for a 45 minutes session. You can't afford to take a 15 minutes break and then sit again for the other 45 minutes session. Right? So that's how you can increase your effectiveness as well, because extended study hours is going to decrease your productivity. Your mind will not be as productive as it was an hour back, right? If you're, say, studying for 3 continuous hours without any break, then whatever you studied in the last 1.5 hours might not stay in your brain as effectively as it would have stayed if you had taken a break and then went for the studies, right? So it also helps in refreshing and rejuvenating. It also helps in refreshing and rejuvenating your brain. So definitely the next session is going to be very effective, and the time that you spend on all of these will be more effective and productive, right? So that is why taking breaks is as important as studying as well. The fourth point that I have for all of you is maintain the equilibrium. Now, what do I mean by equilibrium, right? So your study preparation should not be made of ups and downs. It has to not, the graph should not look like this, like your ECG report. No, it has to be consistent, right? The preparation has to be consistent. That is, how much ever hours that you spend today in studies and however productive you are today, you need to maintain the same productivity every day till the last day of the examination as well. So that is what I mean by consistency, because in this particular preparation for competitive examination like NEET, it's very easy for you to get demotivated, or for you to start off with a very high motivation and then get demotivated in the second day and then not do anything on the second day. So that is not how it has to be. Consistency is what is going to take you far further, right? Because what you're doing right now is a marathon, right? So you need to have that energy to keep it up till the last round, right? So it's important for you to maintain that equilibrium, to maintain that consistency. The fifth point and the last point that I have for all of you in this particular how you have to study for NEET examination is about passion and optimism. This may be the fifth point here, but it is the first and the most important point that you must all have in mind. I've taken it in the end because I want to give a good impression about it, right? Because you need to first love what you study, right? You need to have the passion towards what you're studying, and you need to stay motivated throughout the journey. We talked about how motivation is important and how you are running a marathon, and it's not a 100-meter running race, right? It's a marathon. So it's important for you to stay motivated. And if you do not, come back to the question of why you started. So this is a very important question that you need to answer every time you feel low or every time you feel demotivated. Then you go back and then you look at that answer that you wrote for yourself about why you started this particular journey, and that will again motivate you, and then you get back on track again, right? So that is important. Third is do not panic, right? Especially when the exam is getting nearer, it's obvious to get nervous. Having a little bit of nervousness is fine, but do not panic, right? Do not panic about this particular examination. You just have to do your best and then leave the rest to fate. You should not panic yourself about it. You should not get stressed about it even before the examination itself, because it is going to affect you while in the examination hall. So do not panic, do not fret about this exam a lot, but do what you need to do. Be accountable to yourself, do what is right, and honestly, you need to be accountable to yourself, be honest to yourself, right? And also learn to manage stress, because in this particular journey, especially because of time constraint and because of vast syllabus and because of the high competitive nature of this particular examination, it's very easy to get stressed and bogged down by seeing what is going around. But you need to learn to manage your stress. It could be maybe by yoga, or maybe by stress relieving exercise, or even prayer, or anything, whatever feels correct for you. Do that, because it's a marathon. You need to do it on an everyday basis, and consistency is the key here as well in managing your stress level as well. So this is why passion and the optimism is also important for you while giving the while giving the examination. You need to have the positive mindset as well, right? You need to have the positive mindset. So all of these are important, because on the day of the examination, your mindset is what matters the most. So if you are in the baddest of your mindset, whatever you studied also, you will not be able to answer. But if you are in the right mindset, then whatever you didn't study also, you will be able to guess scientifically the correct answer. So it's about your having the right mindset. So do not panic, do not fret about it, be optimistic and have a smile, and go for the examination hall like a pro. Like, that's what is more important. So with this, I come to the end of this particular discussion. I'm sure it was super helpful for all the NEET aspirants out there. So Biotechnica has also started its NEET batch from the 5th of January 2023 as the PRATISTHA batch. So if you are a NEET aspirant and you are looking for some guidance, then check out the link given in the description box. Thank you so much, and see you all until next video.